Welcome to the Wild and Free with Anna Love podcast. I am your host, Anna Love. Wild and Free was born to inspire women to release old patterns that have kept them from living their best life. As a subconscious freedom specialist, I strive to reprogram and reframe generational trauma, not only in myself and the lives of my 3 daughters, but for those who are ready to transform anxiety, fear, and shame into authenticity, freedom, and love. Whether you are 20 years old or 70 years young, buckle up for raw and honest explorations in doing the work necessary so that you may shine your brightest light from your heart and onto the lives of others. Welcome to Wild and Free with Anna Love podcast. Now, today we are talking about expectations, the powers and the pitfalls. What are expectations and how can they serve us? How can they defeat us? And how can we manage them? So they can be our biggest motivator because we need expectations so that we can create an internal guide to get to our destination, to get to our goal. Without expectations, we might run the risk of taking a long time to get something done, right? So I expect that I'm going to get up in the morning. I expect that I'm going to put my makeup on and take a shower and fix my hair. I expect that I have to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to get it done. Without expectations, that might not occur, right? I might get up and say, maybe tomorrow, right? Have you ever done that where you just kind of push off some things that need to get done because you are not expecting anything of yourself? You're just saying, whatever happens, happens. I'm just going to surrender to the way the day takes me. And while surrender is very freeing and going with the flow is actually something that I recommend doing, I also think that you need to have a framework of expectations, or else, like I did in the past, it used to take me a long time to get out of bed in the morning because I was actually going through a really hard time with a divorce, and I was focusing on emotions and beliefs and my inner critic that was coming in, and I wasn't setting an expectation for myself. My expectation might have been, I need to get the girls off the bus at 3 p.m. But what was I doing the rest of the day, right? So I wasn't even really setting myself up for success. And then I realized that I needed to set myself some goals and some expectations and some standards. And then I was able to raise up to the occasion. Having expectations can be a motivator, and they can help us stay focused. They can help us get into the flow of things and get excited about what is to come tomorrow. Okay. But they can also pull us back if we are expecting too much, or we are expecting someone else to create our happiness, or, do a certain job for us, but we haven't actually laid out what it is that we wanted. We might have this expectation of, oh, they're going to get this done in this way. But if you haven't given someone the guidelines, then they are going to be doing it the way that they understand the job to be, or the way that they are thinking that you want it done. And a lot of times this can get really dicey, because I know that I used to live in a place where I would be disappointed, frustrated, resentful even. And I didn't even have a voice to figure out with the other person, like, how did we get here? And the only thing I could muster was that I expected it to be different, right? They should have done it this way. And I don't know if you've ever said this out loud or thought it, where, well, if it were done this way, I wouldn't have a problem. But if you don't have your expectations clearly acknowledged by another person that you are in a relationship with, or you are asking them to do something, you don't have their agreement on it, then there's going to be some trouble there. So expectations can lead us to disappointment if whatever we are saying that we want doesn't match the vision that we have.
So you could say, well, I expect this to be done by the end of the month. Like maybe you're renovating your house and you're saying like, well, I expect this to be done and I can visualize my house being done or my kitchen being done. But if the people who are working on the project are falling behind and they're not talking with you about it, then that's where expectations can also get in the way of your joy, your happiness, and it actually zaps away your power. It takes away any semblance of it being something that you can control, right? It takes away your control. So we sometimes use expectations because we are trying to control a situation. But a lot of times, if the expectation is out of alignment with all the other moving parts that are going into seeing your vision fulfilled, then there's going to be some disappointment. And here's another thing. When we are expecting, let's just say, the sun to shine tomorrow, and then I can be happy, right? Instead of just waking up and being appreciative or in gratitude that we're here another day and we get to go outside and live our dream. Maybe we have a photo shoot set out and we are expecting it to be nice and warm and perfect outside, but it isn't. What do we do then? Well, if you are caught in that web of expectation, you feel like you can't get out. You feel like it's a complete failure. What's the point? It isn't what I wanted. It isn't what it should be. It isn't what I expected. And then it's just doom and gloom. And the photo shoot isn't going to be successful because your energy is going to be low. You are not going to be vibrating at a high level. And your expectations just got in the way. So it actually prevents us from seeing the beauty in things, right? We don't need sunshine for everything. You can have a beautiful photo shoot by just being appreciative that, it's a nice day without the sunshine. Expectations can also create pressure and frustration, especially, like I said earlier, when we are in a relationship. And say you're in a committed relationship, and this is, one of those really big things where one or two of the parties are expecting the other person to act in a certain way or behave in a certain way. Maybe it's Valentine's Day, or maybe it's your birthday and you are expecting some sort of treatment or a gift or some sort of acknowledgement. I know that I've pissed some people off because I haven't said happy birthday to them and they were expecting a happy birthday from me, right? So it's very important to get in alignment with that person's expectations. And if they are expecting a happy birthday, then you can offer that, right? But if you don't know it and they're not explicit with you, then maybe the things that you deem important aren't going to be what the other person thinks is important, and vice versa. So those are some of the ways that expectations either bring us up or pull us down under. And I think the key to finding balance and managing these expectations is holding them lightly. So that means creating a standard, creating an expectation when warranted to get ourselves from point A to point B, but then not holding on so tight that you are rigid, and being able to allow the flow of what's going on in the universe to, whatever happens, happens. And I am going to be flexible, but I feel really good because I did create that standard and that roadmap for myself. But I am going to be a little bit less rigid, right? So let your expectations inspire you, but stay open to life's surprises. And one of my favorite things that I like to say, I actually have a magnet on my refrigerator from a Tony Robbins event that he says is, when you change expectations to appreciation, life changes. And that is super important for me to focus on, because when I stopped shooting all over the place and I stopped expecting things to be a certain way or people to make me happy or perform in a certain way so that I can be, happy or whatever it was that I was looking for, I was putting it into them and my expectations of them or the situation. I let that go. I just let it go. And now I am appreciative. I am in gratitude. I am allowing whatever is to come through to come through. And I am a much happier person, right? And that doesn't mean that you are avoiding or that you are denying. I think it's very important to have open communication about things, but noticing what is your focus point on. If your focus is all about, well, should be like this and it should be like this and it should be like this, and it's not, then you're going to be sadly upset. Now, if you have laid out a job for somebody and they have agreed to do that job and they are not doing that job, then that's where you get to say, look, we agreed on this and this and this, and it's not being upheld to our agreement. That's a totally different thing, right? I'm not saying be in gratitude that you had an agreement with somebody that they defaulted on. That's not what I'm saying at all. Or if you had a goal set out for yourself and you just, messed around and didn't get to reach that goal, I'm not saying be okay with it. Not at all. I'm saying be a little bit less rigid and make sure that you're focusing on what matters. Okay. So where have expectations helped you? Where have they hindered you? How can you shift from the harsh and rigid to the lighter and more flexible version of you and take those expectations and reach your goals through them? So I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love for you to follow me on Instagram, Heal with Anna Love. And yeah, I wish you well.
If today's episode sparked something inside of you, I've got something special to help you take the next step. Check out my free ebook, Design a Life That Lights You Up: 5 Simple Steps to Quiet the Inner Critic and Discover a Deep Sense of Self-Worth. Inside, I walk you through Step 1: Conquer the critic. Learn how to silence the negative voice in your head. Step 2: Cultivate self-worth. Build a foundation of confidence from the inside out. Step 3: Listen to your body. Tap into the wisdom your body holds to guide your decisions. Step 4: Embrace change and overcome fear. Break through the barriers holding you back. Step 5: Visualize and set intentions. Align with your vision and create a life that truly lights you up. This guide is designed to help you reconnect with yourself, quiet the noise, and step into the life you deserve. Download your copy now by clicking the link in the show notes, and let's get started on your journey to a more joyful, purposeful life. Until next time, remember, you're worthy, you're capable, and your light is meant to shine. Ready to take the next step in designing a life you love? The Life Design Blueprint membership is your all-access pass to exclusive tools, live guidance, and transformational support to help you move from self-doubt to self-worth. Building on the principles from the Design a Life That Lights You Up ebook, this membership is a deeper dive into creating a life that aligns with who you truly are. You will go beyond surface level self-help with hypnotic techniques and live discussions that create real lasting change in your mindset and life. You will receive ongoing support from me and connect with a community of like-minded women on a similar journey. Each week, I deliver an empowering hypnosis which offers a unique way of working with your subconscious to reframe limiting beliefs, elevate self-worth, and reinforce positive habits. All of our sessions will be recorded and added to our on-demand library for easy access to members. Join me by clicking the link below, and I'll see you on the inside. Well, thank you so much for tuning into Wild and Free with Anna Love and being a part of this magical journey with me. If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe and share with someone you love, even someone you just like. Bonus points if you leave a review. Show notes below gives you everything that you'll need to know, and I'll see you next time. So long for now.